Hey, so let's talk about that feeling, that sinking feeling when your professor drops a stack of dense academic research papers on you. If you've ever felt totally buried by your reading list, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to look at how some new AI tools can help you dig your way out of that pile without totally losing it.
I mean, we've all been there, right? It's late, you're staring at this monster 30-page PDF. It's just a wall of jargon, complicated charts, and tiny footnotes. It's so overwhelming that it just triggers the cycle of stress, confusion, and, yeah, our old friend procrastination. It can make even a topic you love feel like a total chore. But what if you could completely flip that around? Seriously, imagine instead of just reading passively, you could actually talk to your documents. You could just ask, hey, can you explain this concept like I'm five? Or what's the main takeaway from this section? Well, that's not science fiction anymore. And that's exactly what we're going to get into. All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll really nail down the problem we're trying to solve. Then I'll introduce you to your new best friend, the AI research assistant, and we'll even assemble a whole study squad. After that, we'll talk strategy, some things to watch out for, and wrap up with what this all means for the future of, studying. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the real problem here. And it's not that you're not smart enough or not trying hard enough. It's about something experts call unproductive friction. Basically, all the little annoying things that get in the way of you actually learning. And this friction, it's not just about wasting time. It really messes with your head. It's what kicks off that whole cycle of stress and confusion. This is especially true if you struggle with executive function. When a huge task like write a 3,000-word paper just feels so big and scary that you can't even figure out where to start. It's paralyzing. So how do we break that cycle? Well, this is where a whole new category of tools comes in. Think of them as your personal, intelligent learning partner. Now, an AI research assistant isn't here to write your paper for you, and that is so important to remember. Its job is to support your brain, not replace it. It takes care of the tedious stuff, like digging up a specific definition or summarizing a dense paragraph, so you can save your mental energy for the important stuff, like analysis and critical thinking. This quote just nails the whole idea. A tool called SciSpace puts it perfectly. The goal is to have actual conversations with research documents. Suddenly, you're not just a passive reader anymore. You're an active participant in a dialogue with the text itself. It's a total game changer. So how does a tool like SciSpace actually do this? Well, you can upload a paper and just ask it stuff in plain English, like, what was the sample size in this study? Or explain what cognitive dissonance is, but simply. It can pull out the key findings in seconds or even format citations for you. It directly attacks all that unproductive friction we were just talking about. But here's the thing. SciSpace isn't the only tool out there. The real pro move is to build yourself a study squad of different AI specialists, because honestly, no single app is perfect for every single task. So let's meet the team. Okay, let's break down your squad. Think of SciSpace as your deep dive expert. When you have one super dense paper you need to know inside and out, that's your go-to. Now, when you're just starting your research and need to see what's out there, Perplexity AI is like your research librarian. It gives you quick answers from all over the web, with sources included. For the big leagues like a literature review, Elicit is your powerhouse. It helps you find patterns across dozens of papers at once. And finally, there's NotebookLM. This one is your personal knowledge whiz. It only uses your uploaded materials like lecture notes and readings to answer your questions. Look, having the right tools is awesome, but you've got to know how to use them, right? So let's talk strategy. How do you actually bring these assistants into your study routine in a way that's smart, responsible, and actually helps you learn better? If you remember one thing from this whole explainer, let it be this. These tools are here to handle the grunt work, not the thinking. They're meant to clear away the boring, repetitive tasks so you can focus on sharpening your own arguments and really thinking critically. So a really solid workflow looks something like this. First, upload your source materials into a tool like SciSpace or NotebookLM. Then, use it to ask clarifying questions to get your head wrapped around the basics. You can ask it to generate a summary to get the main points, but then, and this is so crucial, you have to go back to the original text yourself and verify the key info. The AI gives you a starting point, but the final argument, the real thinking, that has to be all you. Of course, these tools aren't magic wands. They have limits. And to use them wisely, you really need to know what they are. So let's get into some of the fine print. First up, let's talk about money. Most of these services have amazing free versions that are totally perfect for trying them out. My advice? Always start free. Only upgrade if you really have a good reason.
For example, if it's finals week and you keep hitting your daily question limit, then yeah, maybe a 1-month subscription is a smart move to save yourself a ton of time and stress. And here are 4 golden rules you just have to follow. 1. Always check for accuracy. AI can confidently make stuff up. It's called hallucinating. Treat its answers like a first draft, not a fact-checked source. 2. Be careful with your privacy. Think twice before uploading any sensitive or unpublished data. 3. Know the limits on the free plan so you don't get cut off mid-study session. And finally, academic integrity. Use these tools as an ally to help you learn, not as a shortcut to avoid it. So, what's the bottom line here? Are these AI tools really changing what it means to be a student? Let's wrap this up with a final verdict. You know, the goal has always been to study smarter, not harder. And these AI assistants are just the next step in that journey. They get rid of the friction, they handle the busy work, and that frees up your most precious resource, your time and your brain power, for actual deep thinking. And the time you can get back is pretty significant. I mean, just think about it. How many hours a week do you waste just trying to find one definition or format a bibliography or just trying to get the main idea of an article? If you could get back even a few of those hours by using a smart AI study squad, that could literally be the difference between burning out and having a breakthrough. Ultimately, these tools are incredibly powerful. They can transform studying from something passive and frustrating into an active, engaging conversation. So the real question isn't if you should use them. It's how are you going to build your AI study squad to conquer your coursework and get back your time for the stuff that really matters.